all kinds of things. As you all probably know, I specialize in working with new coaches, aspiring coaches, right? Those of you who are moving from offline side hustles to developing an online coaching business. And one of the questions that I get asked quite a bit is, what exactly do coaches do? How do I coach? Right? So one of the reasons why people are very interested in certifications is because it teaches you this very thing. Right now, you all probably have heard my speech that I'm not a huge fan of certifications, not because you can't learn something from them, right? They do have a place, but because typically certifications are teaching you how to coach, but they show you nothing or very, very little about how to build a coaching business, because those are two very different things. So, um, today I wanted to do a short video that just talks about that very thing, right? It's about program design. It's about how to get results with clients, because if you're a coach, your responsibility is to help your clients get results, right? In this entrepreneur world, that is how we get paid. And so some of you know that I have been a therapist for the last 10 plus years. And so one of the things that I understand really well is people, right? I understand what makes them tick, how to get them to move out of their own way. And so this is one of the things that we teach in our programs is around how to coach. Okay. Now we also teach how to build a coaching business, but I digress. So let's jump into it. I want to give you the 7 things that you really need to be thinking about, anticipating, and including in your programs if you are to serve people in excellence and actually get them results. So the first one is going to be, and I'm just going to use D's, okay? Number 1, the first one is what I'm going to call decree, right? So for our programs, we work from a spiritual perspective. And so we always are starting with, what did God say? What is God calling you to do? What's your purpose? Right? So this is where we get clear about the vision, the purpose, what God has called them to do. Okay. Then our second D is going to be, put my 2 here, is going to be doubt. Because what happens is God gives you a great word. He paints a picture of what's possible. You start dreaming, okay? And what ends up happening is that you get excited in stage 1, but then when we get to step 2, doubt starts jumping in, okay? So we start wondering, can I do this? Will it work? So then our third one is around doing, right? This is the space where I see a lot of people get stuck because they want to read about it, they want to think about it, they want to talk about it. But in step 3, we have to actually do it. We got to take risk. We have to start moving our feet, right? Because just because God said it was yours does not mean it will happen, right? So these are all the things that we're helping our clients do and things that you have to include in your programming. Okay. So number 3 was about doing and action. So then when we start talking about the next step, things that your clients are going to experience is delay. Okay. So this is inevitable. This is what we call the process, right? It's like the person that let's say you're a fitness coach. Okay. And you are helping people lose, 50 pounds, or let's say you're a coach who helps hoarders, or you're a relationship coach. It doesn't matter. The process is exactly the same because people are people. Okay. This is where I get to leverage my therapy experience, my licensures, and all of these different things. So our fourth one is helping people manage the delay, right? The process that they're going to have to go through in order for them to lose those 20 pounds, in order for them to clean the hoarding house, in order for them to, whatever it is that you're helping them do within your business. Okay. So then the fifth one, after we go through the process of really becoming who we are designed to become to handle what is coming, the fifth one is the thing that people like the most, right? This is where it's the delivery, it's the done, whatever it is that the goal we set for ourselves. I want to make 10K, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to have a happy marriage, whatever it is that you help people accomplish, that's in this one, right? And this is where we often focus when we're talking about helping people. But the truth is, if you don't have these other steps in your program, people will never get to this number 5. Okay. And the truth is, as a coach, our work is not done there, right? There's a big difference between coaching, consulting, mentoring, counseling, right? I did a whole different video just based off of that. So go back and Google it on my page, or it's easier to find inside of my group. But if you are coaching, you are helping people become, okay? And I want to write that down in a different, no, I'm going to wait and come back to that, okay? So let's do the sixth one, right? There are 7 total. The sixth one is what we're going to consider to be dancing, all right? This is where you celebrate. Too many of us stop our programs right here, and there is no celebration. Many of our clients don't celebrate on their own. They're too busy grinding and hustling and all these different things. So you need to anticipate that, build it in, help them actually celebrate themselves, as well as all of the work they had to do to get to number 5. Okay, and then the very last one, which again, I think sometimes we don't necessarily anticipate, is what I'm going to call drive. This is going to be what we call double. It's basically momentum, right? Momentum is that thing where you get in number 5, you get whatever you're accomplishing, right? You lose the weight, the marriage gets better, the business grows, whatever the thing is. But what we don't necessarily always think about is the momentum that comes, right? If you can help people stay the course, there is even greater momentum. Okay, so you have these 7 steps, right? You got the decreeing, you got the doubt, you got the do, you got delay, you got done, right? You got dance, and you have double, okay? You can go back and watch the video from the beginning to get the explanation, right? So now your responsibility as the coach, and I'm going to change this color to do something else, right? Our responsibility when we're coaching people is to help them become, right? It's about growth. It's about personal growth. It doesn't matter whether you're a business coach, a fitness coach, whatever. Like, we're all helping people become if you're in the coaching game. And so what does that mean? That means you got to be able to take these 7 things and anticipate, right? Your responsibility is to be the leader and anticipate the positives and the negatives of every single one of these, right? And then helping them navigate the hows of how to manage each one of them, right? How do they manage the positives and the negatives? How do you increase their awareness, anticipate what's coming, right? And so part of how you do that is by looking at, the internal as well as the external of each of these 7 things. You're going to look at, the balance between, let's say, sitting still and taking action. You're going to be looking at people's past as well as their present, right? Because let's say you're a relationship coach, for example, and this person comes in with a bunch of trauma, right? That is pretty relevant to how you're going to work with them versus someone who doesn't come in with a ton of trauma. So there's a place for understanding someone's past as well as where they're trying to go, right? And this is just a short, 10-minute version of helping you understand what it looks like to coach, right? What it looks like to develop a program that actually gets people results, right? You have to learn how to do this in order to be a phenomenal coach. Of course, if you need help, support, drop questions, share the video, reach out to us via inbox, whatever it is that you need in order for you to get to your next level. Hopefully this was helpful. Peace.